Hello and welcome. This is Lora O'Brien, co-founder of the Ogham Academy, and I'm here to talk to you about the Irish language, Gaeilge. Now, before we start, what I'd like to do is offer you a free guide to the Ogham, which includes the development of the Irish language and Ogham itself. And it is a downloadable PDF, and you can get it by going to Ogham Academy /guide. That's OGHAM dot academy /guide, GUIDE. And it's a fantastic resource that is yours for free if you would like the visual aid that go along with the Ogham learning. So the Irish language, called Gaeilge, is an ancient language closely related to other Celtic family languages, such as Scottish Gaelic and Manx, that has been spoken for generations in Ireland and travelled worldwide with the Irish diaspora. It's a beautiful, vibrant language that expresses the spirit, the heart, and soul of the people who speak it, both here and abroad. Here's a look at some of the history and culture of our native tongue, along with helpful tips on how to learn it. The history and culture of the Irish language. Gaeilge has survived for thousands of years through a whole lot of hardship, and despite many modern claims that it's a dead language, Irish is still popular and growing as a vibrant part of Irish culture today. This is a living language, always developing and evolving with use. The periods of attested Irish are usually categorized as follows: Primitive Irish from the 300s to the 500s Common Era, Archaic or Early Old Irish from the 600s Common Era, Old Irish 700s to 800s Common Era, Middle Irish 900s to 1100s Common Era, and Modern Irish from the 1200s Common Era onwards to today. Resource-wise, we can choose to study Old Irish up to Classical Modern Irish, so that would be the 1200s to 1650s Common Era, which is often just collectively referred to as Old Irish, through the Standard Dictionary of the Irish Language, which has an excellent digital version at dil.ie. Other learning resources which are teaching you Irish will be using Modern Irish, most usually in a standardized form. While other countries faced some of the historic pressures on their native language that Ireland did, such as colonization, enforced low status, emigration, religious pressures, breaking up of communities, classism and elitism associations, poorly structured and implemented education, none that I know of experienced them altogether as a perfect socio-linguistic storm. So, quote, people are fond of saying that Irish hasn't done very well. Look how few people speak it. I don't think that's true. Considering all those factors, I think Irish has done very well. 150 or 160 years ago, people would quite reasonably have predicted the death of the Irish language within a generation or two. There were all kinds of factors against it. The last available census data, so from 2006 at time of writing, reported almost 1.8 million people being able to speak Irish. That is 40% of the population, although, in fairness, only 2% say they speak it every day. The relatively low usage shows a lack of confidence as much as anything else, but represents a whole lot of other factors, such as post-colonial trauma with its hangover of guilt and shame in the mix. Changes are being made, though, at both grassroots and governmental levels to foster the greater use of the Irish language, which is, after all, one of Europe's oldest living languages. The role of Irish today. A big part of my personal academic work while researching and writing my master's thesis, and wherever the next steps take me after that, is about the role of that the Irish language held in developing our national and cultural identity as a people trying to break free from colonizers' rule. More specifically, how the instigators and agitators of the Gaelic cultural revival from 1893 to 1916 and our subsequent revolution and formation of the Free State from 1916 to 1937 viewed and used the Ogham as the seed and root of the Irish language, which was so instrumental in the events and mindset that brought us through all of that to where Ireland stands today. And even before this, the Antiquarian Revival, the later Philological Revival of the 1700s and 1800s, prepared the ground for the later Gaelic revivalists and revolutionaries, raising the status of the Irish language by demonstrating its linguistic archaism and comparative importance within the context of other classical languages and writing systems. And the value and importance of Ogham played a large part in how this was achieved. If you're interested in reading more about this, I recommend starting with the work of Joy Lurson, particularly the paper Cuchulainn in the General Post Office, Gaelic Revival, Irish Rising, which you can download from academia.edu. In modern times, the Official Languages Amendment Act was enacted in December 2021 to introduce changes to the Official Languages Act of 2003. This 2021 amendment to the Act increases the obligations on public bodies to promote the use of the Irish language for official purposes. This will be done by increasing visibility of the Irish language in official forms, logos, and media, and improving the provision of services by public bodies through Irish. You, too, can have a positive impact by learning and using even a few words or cúpla focal, and of course by contributing to the preservation and use of the original alphabet of the Irish language, Ogham. Some learning resources for the Irish language, and these are clickable links in the blog post that this video is taken from. So you can find the link to the blog post down below or on our blog at ogham.academy. So learning resources for the Irish language. Luckily for learners today, learning resources for the Irish language have come a long way since the days when books were few and far between. There are now plenty of ways to get started with Gaeilge, both online and off. One good resource is Duolingo's free app, which offers lessons and courses in basic conversational Gaelic across multiple platforms, including iOS and Android devices. This is great to get yourself started or refresh yourself and build some confidence. But the downside is you're not engaging with the living Irish language or native speakers. So don't stop there. For those looking for more intensive learning opportunities, UCD's International Summer School provides week-long courses on all aspects of modern spoken Irish, as well as an introduction to literature in the same format. It's aimed at adults in Ireland and abroad who are interested in the Irish language and in Irish culture. Our affiliate, the Irish Pagan School, hosts a fantastic online course which is on demand to suit your own schedule to introduce you to the Irish language, giving confidence to integrate it into your Irish spiritual practices or make use of it for your own studies. The teacher, Amy O'Riordan, primarily focuses on the spoken language, introducing conversational Irish, while also providing foundational building blocks for students through basic grammar, tenses, and vocabulary. The course is suitable for beginners and for those already learning the Irish language. You will get an overview on everything from pronunciation and spelling to basic everyday phrases and grammar concepts, while also providing more advanced grammar instruction for those who are looking for a refresh on their current Irish language knowledge or have questions on tenses and the more challenging grammar rules in the Irish language. So that course is an introduction to the Irish language at the irishpaganschool.com. And again, I'll put a link to that down below. Immerse yourself in language and culture events. Listening to Irish music is an easy and fun way to learn new words and phrases in the Irish language. Not only can it be enjoyable, but also educational, as you will quickly become familiar with the pronunciation of Irish words. Additionally, listening to Irish music provides exposure to popular slang terms and local expressions that you might not otherwise come across in language learning materials. Polyglot and Polyglot and founder of the mimic method, Idahosa Ness, suggests learning to rap in a chosen language to learn it more quickly and fluently. It's faster, and if you can get rap, you can get speech. So listen to the Irish satirist's Kneecap to get you started and begin your immersion in the Irish language. Attending events dedicated to both the language itself and its unique culture can be another great way to delve deeper into all things Gaeilge. From traditional music nights at pubs to lectures on cultural heritage topics such as clothing traditions, there are plenty of chances for native speakers from around the world to gather in one place and celebrate their shared passion for poetry, storytelling, or simply having a good time together over a pint. Seachtain na Gaeilge has a big burst of events every year, and you can find details and resources for networking through the link on the original blog post, which again is linked below. Additionally, many universities host gatherings or events where various academics discuss linguistic research papers, providing yet another great opportunity for learners anxious to take their understanding further beyond basic conversational tools like Duolingo courses or casual conversation meetups. Make sure you follow the Irish departments in universities and colleges on their social media platforms. So you can start with Maynooth University at Maynooth Uni and the Irish Studies Department in UCD at UCD Irish Studies. Old or modern Irish for the Ogham? So this is a question that comes up a lot. Ogham was originally developed to express the sounds of the oldest form of our language that we know of, which is called Primitive Irish. Mostly, I stick with modern Irish as there are more plentiful resources, but it also actively contributes to the living and evolving nature of the language, which is important to me both spiritually and ethically, and part of my own right relationship with Irish culture. So I always recommend that we stick to the modern Irish, current version of Irish language when we are dealing with the Ogham. However, the choice of whether to use Old Irish or Modern Irish for your Ogham studies and practice is ultimately up to you. Once you start learning Gaeilge, don't give up. Although it can be tempting to quit after a few failed attempts of pronouncing new words, it's important to keep going and practice constantly. Learning the Irish language or any language requires dedication and commitment, and the more you practice, the easier it will become. And again, listen, immerse yourself in the Irish language. It's so important to just hear it and have it going on around you and normalize it. It might help to set aside a certain amount of time each day dedicated solely to learning Irish so that your skills can improve at a consistent rate. And don't forget to reward yourself for the progress that you do make. So again, please pick up a copy of the Ogham Quick and Easy Reference Guide, which is a free PDF download. In this guide, you will find a brief history of the Ogham and the Ogham letters laid out across 2 A4 sheets for easy printing and quick reference or reminders as you learn Ogham. So you can get the guide by going to ogham.academy/guide. And again, links are below. So thank you very much for your time and your attention and your interest in learning the Irish language, which is, of course, very near and dear to my heart, both personally and through my work at the Ogham Academy. And if anybody is interested in that thesis I mentioned, I will put a link to where you can access that down below as well. So slán go fóill, and I will see you in the next video.